Hi everyone, I'm back and I have this with me. This is a turns board, or in skating we call it a spin board. This is actually a dance one, but it works absolutely fine. There are other options available. There are some skating specific ones. Some of them are like this, that they are just one piece of plastic. Some of them are two pieces of plastic and metal, where the top piece sits over the bottom piece and rotates. They all work. There are pros and cons to all of them. Pro of this one is it's cheap. But I will go into that a little bit more at the end of the video. The reason I'm doing this is I know that quite a lot of you have bought these and been using them or plan to use them because they're doing lockdown. So I've seen some of your videos, I've seen some of your feedback, so I just want to kind of help out and give you some tips. This is an introduction, this is not intended as an advanced version of what you can do on these. There's a lot more. I'm just literally going to show you the real basics. As I said, there's so many different types of spin boards, so check out some videos and some proper rules and instructions for the specific board you've got, because it will differ. Other things, make sure you've got space around you. The conservatory is not ideal, but one of the things with these is they need a certain type of floor. They also mark, so you should really have something to protect the floor, but I don't. So I'm a bit limited to where I can actually use this, so my conservatory is my only option. Otherwise I would ideally have a lot more space around me. So I'm not going to really explain too much the mechanics of the board because you might be using a different board, more just the concept of how we spin. So my board's on the floor. This is a single piece of plastic board, so I'm just going to sit nice and centrally on it. I mean, you'd sit up centrally on any board anyway. I've got like ballet style jazz shoes on, got a little bit of grip, there's grip on my board, but again, check your board for the specific details. Weight's nice and central at the moment. Now, in skating, we actually spin towards the ball of the foot, okay, so just behind the toes, and you want to try to keep that in mind if you've got this style of board. If you've got one of the two like pieces of metal board, then you have no choice but to stand central, because that's how it works. Some of the spin boards have the rocker in the right place. The ballet ones don't. But as I said, I'll go into that later. So we're going to pitch a little bit forward. You want to avoid pitching back. It's quite easy to do this stuff. So I'm going to explain this for people that rotate to the left. This is your standard rotation direction. I would say 90% of people rotate to the left. It's the majority. So if you rotate to your left, so you're an anti-clockwise rotator and you do like a 3-jump left foot to right foot, you're going to stand up on your left foot on the board. You have left arm in front of you, and we're just going to do a basic upright spin. Okay, so this is your first style of spin. Okay, so left arm in front, this is the first thing you learn. Right arm slightly out to the side in peripheral vision. We're going to bend the knee, we're standing on the left knee, and then we're going to bring the arm and leg in. It helps to bring the leg in on these slightly ahead of the arm. On the ice, we tend to do it a bit more of the same time, a bit more simultaneously. On these, it tends to make it spin quick, and they tend to slip. So we have to be a little bit more controlled. These do not feel exactly like skating. Be aware of that. They feel quite different, but what they do is help you to engage your posture, engage your core, stay strong, and make you more aware of your body and your balance. So really just a rotating balance board. But it's transferable and usable, but the balance point's a little bit different. So strong core, ribs in, hips under, bend, have more space than I've got. A little bit concerned, because normally I'd be more central. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're just going to lift up and in. So rotation comes from lift and twist, twist and lift, twist and lift. So that's what we're going to do to get our rotation. Left foot, weight on the left foot, left arm in front of us, bend, lift and twist to get it going. So you get bend, and rotate. As you can see, it travels. Okay, so there's nothing you can do about that. That's just the board. It's a lot easier to centre on the ice. On the ice, we're actually spinning on an edge in this case a backwards inside edge for a basic spin. I'll quickly show you if you're a right-handed person. Expect this not to be as good, because I'm not. Right arm in front, left arm to the side, bend, lift, and twist. Actually, all good. Okay. So to recap, for the majority of you, left foot, left arm, bend, lift, and twist. For those of you that are right-handed, which is the minority, right arm in front, and twist. That's our basic spin. The other spin that we can try to begin with on these is a back spin. So if you are a normal rotation person, not normal, if you are standard rotation to the left, rather, stand on the right foot. For the record, both sides are fine, it's just that more people go to the left. So if you rotate to the left, as most people do, stand on the right foot. This is a back spin, this is a more advanced spin on the ice, okay? But slightly easier to do on the turns board. Again, left arm in front, right arm to the side. So actually that position with the upper body is very similar. And again, it's lift and twist, which is on the other foot. On the ice, this will be rotating on the backwards outside edge. It is harder. Okay, this is not your introductory spin. It appears like gold on the bronze, silver, gold scheme, whereas the other one appears at bronze. Okay, in fact, it appears on the Lenterscape, the other style. So bend. Okay, and we're going to go in, and this time we're going to cross. So on the basic one, we just have the foot to the calf or the ankle, but here we're going to go this like more advanced spin into a cross position, bend and up, and just practice getting that weight transfer onto the board first. So we go, this is normal direction, bend and up. You see the board flipped a little bit there. I did try to exit into the backspin, into the landing position. Let's get practice. We go down, I'm going to bend, and I'm going to, on the ice I bring the arms and legs in very much simultaneously. Here it's probably a bit delayed as I try to hold the balance point. Now, again, it does not feel exactly the same as the ice, but it's working our core strength and our balance. I'll show you for people that rotate the other way. I don't have a lot of confidence in this going particularly well, but we'll try. Okay, so stand on the left leg, right arm front, bend. Actually, it wasn't bad. No exit. So left leg, pull in. Those are my spin board, turns board basics. The other thing I did say, I'd go into some little differences between types of board. This is a ballet turns board. It's cheap. It's a very inexpensive option. I think it cost me about £7 online, including postage. Very inexpensive. If you can see that, I don't know, it's got a crack in it. It doesn't appear to like variations. So things like I've been trying sit spins, camel spins. It seems to really not like sit spins. Because just dropped the board. Doesn't like that either. That's probably not helped. I don't normally do that. Yeah, it doesn't seem to like sit spins and things where you put a little bit more pressure through the centre. It seems to find that it's quite a nasty crack. I actually really need to replace it. It's probably condemned. Yeah, so it's fine with the basic spins, the uprights. I would recommend not wearing heavy duty trainers on it, probably. I always say good grip, but I find ballet shoes or bare feet actually work quite well on this. I found my trainers were not appreciated by the board. So that's your budget option. There are skating makes that offer similar style boards that are a little bit more robust. So Adia of them, I've not tried them, I can't speak for how they work. The one thing I would say is that Adia have released a new version of the board that has the curve, the rocker here, which is going to be more like skating, but I haven't tried it so I can't actually comment. The other thing you've got are, as I said, the ones where you've got the two boards, two pieces of metal, two pieces of material, like that. They don't have a rocker on them. Again, I've only used these very briefly. They allow, I think, a little bit more speed in the spin, and they allow you to maintain the spin a little bit longer, so you'll get more used to the rotation. There are cheaper options out there. There's a square one that's not too bad. I think it's maybe £40, but I might make that figure up. Also, I think the Adia one's around that, but again, you need to look online. They're a little bit more expensive, but they are also going to be more robust than this. There's a physio one out there that's made of plastic. I haven't tried it, so I can't comment on how effectively it works, but it's like a cheaper option than the very skating specific option of the rotating board with the 2 pieces, which is the Elite Spinner. That's very expensive. It is developed by a skater for skaters, and it's specific to your rotation direction. I definitely haven't used it. I can't speak for how well it works, but the reviews out there are pretty good. Well, in fact, they're very good. But it is definitely your more pricey option. So you need to look it up and do some research. They all work, some are better than others. As I said, this is the real budget end one. I can get it to work, it's not great, but it's functions, it's useful, it's practicing my balance. It's quite tricky if you're probably not used to doing stuff like that. I'm quite adept at doing balance board stuff. Obviously been doing this a long time, so I'm probably a little bit more able to adjust. As I said, it didn't really survive sit spins. So, you know, there is almost certainly benefit in paying more. Those that are designed specifically for skating will have that benefit. The Adia one with the rocker in the right place is going to feel more like skating. I've heard it's again quite tricky because it's slightly higher up. So the balance is a little bit more tricky, a bit more difficult. So a flatter one might be better for a low-level skater, but I haven't tried these. I've just read about them. So I'll play, but the key thing is that you go by the rules of your board and that you use it for your balance and your centre and your body awareness, and they'll all do that. And then the specifics of the board will do extra things for you. Alright, that is my introduction to turns boards, balance boards. I hope it's helped if you're using it. Remember, most people spin to their left and the basic spin to their left is still on the left foot. Those of you that do spin to the right, your basic spin is on your right foot. So you turn in the direction, you stand on the leg of the direction you spin. The more advanced version is the back spin, where you stand on the opposite leg, but you still turn the same way. On the ice, you would learn the same foot as rotation direction first. That's on your learn to skate system, your like grade 8, and it's also on your bronze. At gold, the backspin's introduced and it's harder. On the board, it's actually slightly easier, but we're trying to make it relative to skating. Alright everybody, bye bye, have a good day.